37 seconds. That's all it took for the Zeppelin to be engulfed in flames. It was May 6th, 1937. People were ecstatic about new inventions, especially the Germans. The German craft. The German scientists needed helium to fly the Zeppelin safely. America embargoed this key ingredient. To substitute helium, the German scientists used dangerous hydrogen gas. The dangerous thing about this gas is that it is highly flammable. This led to the accident that befell the Hindenburg. The Hindenburg was supposed to land on the morning of May 6th, but ended up being delayed half a day due to bad weather. Since the Zeppelin was already in New York, the Zeppelin flew around New York before eventually landing in its destination, Lakehurst, New Jersey. The Hindenburg disaster of 1937 was a tragedy that shocked the world and changed the way we look at air travel forever. It was a catastrophic event that claimed the lives of 36 people, including the captain of the ship, a man named Max Prush. This incident also highlighted the risks associated with hydrogen-filled airships. The disaster also had a lasting impact on public opinion, causing an end to the era of lighter-than-air craft, and leading to increased safety regulations for all airlines. This event changed the way we think about air travel and air travel safety, as well as how we approach disasters in general. It also highlighted the importance of understanding risk factors when it comes to new technologies, which is something that is still relevant today. The president at the time was Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and it was his second term when this disaster struck. The accident occurred when the German airship, the Hindenburg, caught fire and exploded while attempting to dock at Lakehurst Naval Air Station in New Jersey. The accident caused psychological trauma for many who witnessed it and to those who had survived. It also helped to usher in an era of increased safety standards for aircraft worldwide. The Hindenburg disaster is still remembered today as a cautionary tale that serves as a reminder of the importance of safety in all aspects of life. In 1937, the Hindenburg aircraft was not just a sign of the age of flight. The aircraft was a sign of the age of technology. Aircraft were still used in the early stages of development, and the Hindenburg was one of the most impressive ships ever to float in the air. The aircraft was the pride and joy of the company Germania Luftfahrtschiffbau AG, and was a symbol of the great progress in technological advances. The Germania Luftfahrtschiffbau was a private company, and the Hindenburg was the first of this company's airships. The Hindenburg was constructed for the purpose of transporting passengers and cargo across long distances, such as the Atlantic Ocean. The airship was named after a popular German social democrat named Matthias Hindenburg, who was a popular military figure during the First World War, and was designed by Richard Voigta. The airship was a grand showpiece of the age of flight and was decorated with the latest and greatest of technologies. The Hindenburg was designed with a duralumin frame, which was a new material which combined both aluminum and copper. The frame was designed to be lighter and stronger than the steel used in most airships and aircraft construction. The design was also intended to be fireproof, and the exterior was covered in cotton and linen. The interior was a combination of wood, aluminum, and cotton, which was also intended to be fireproof. The airship was powered by 4 Daimler-Benz engines and was capable of carrying up to 800 passengers during the 9-day flights, which covered the stretch of the Atlantic Ocean, or approximately 20,000 kilometers, in 203 hours and 32 minutes of total flight time. What caused the Hindenburg to catch fire? There are many theories. One of those theories was that the Americans suggested an electrical phenomenon called a brush discharge had most likely ignited leaking hydrogen and started a moving fire. But the most probable cause is that the Hindenburg's hull was too thin and the hydrogen gas that was used to fill its air cells leaked out and caught fire, likely because they had a smoking room on board. Ms. Roosevelt, during her husband's term as President of the United States, would often write a column called My Day in a newspaper. After hearing about the Hindenburg disaster, she wrote in her column, on May 10th of 1937, Ms. Roosevelt reflected on the crash of the Hindenburg by stating, "In all of these efforts, men give their lives, but each loss of life brings something new to the sum total of knowledge which advances mankind as a whole. Just that we would not go on with experiments on lighter-than aircraft. All the discussion was over what occasioned the accident and how best it could be prevented. Therein lies the greatness of man. Fear is never allowed to dominate that desire for greater knowledge, and as long as mankind retains that spirit, we will move forward."